So I found this story. Somebody sent this to me over the weekend. It wasn't a question, just like, hey, is this type of stuff still happening? And this was posted on Realtor.com. The 10 zip codes where home prices have fallen the most since 2024, including a pricey Florida hotspot. Like you like that little, like, hey, come look at me really quick. But if you scroll down, you got a place in New Jersey, some place in Illinois, and boom, Carlsbad, California, 92009. The median home list price was $1,199,000, which is a 25% decrease year over year. Now, this was written back in April. But if you do enough research, you can find enough of these articles all over the place. And they mention, San Diego and Encinitas and all of that stuff. There's a couple market dynamics that I would really understand about Carlsbad, California, if you're worried about the fluctuation over where the market's going. Number one, with the exception of some infill projects, we are landlocked. And what that means is when the market expands, we cannot expand real estate with it. We can build vertical. There's infill stuff that we can do. There are still, quite a few parcels that can be built on. In Carlsbad, there's a lot of redevelopment going on right now. A lot of single-family custom homes. There are still quite a bit of half-acre lots that have been untouched over the years. Half-acre to 3-acre lots, actually, quite a few. If you're interested in learning more about how to acquire one of those and build a home, there's still plenty of opportunity for that. But by and large, we are a landlocked community, which means we can only build up and we can only rebuild. We cannot build out, which is really good for long-term, residential resale. The other big thing that we have for us is we have the ocean. So there's not a whole lot of cities have the ocean bordering the west side of the city, which is great. Something that you need to understand about Carlsbad, though, we can see these wild fluctuations, of 25%, because at the time when this was written, our inventory was crazy low. And it's important to understand this because a couple high listings and a couple low listings can significantly change the numbers. And I don't know actually, let's do this really quick. Let's go into our MLS. I already have this pulled up for our listings here. We're going to go let's go to CRMLS. And then I'll pull this up just so you guys don't have to bore. I should have thought of this before we went live, but we actually can look at what those numbers were back then. And so if we go to 92009, there it is right there. And we go to median sales price. Let's go to median sale. Oops. Switch that over to, I keep doing that. It's median sales price. Okay, so we have, let's go back 3 years. So if we go back to April of sales price median, now keep it, you guys are looking at the actual MLS right now. This is not a graph that we own or anything like that. So according to our system, April in 2025 or April in 2024, the median sales price for a home was $1,737,500. Now, I want you to remember that number really quick because it's really important. If we go to September of 2025, April of 2025, sorry. Where are we at? April. We're $1,430,000. So $1,430,000 to $1,737,000. So I'm going to write that down. 1,737, $1,430,000. That's a $300,000 dip, which is going to be about 25%. So if I take out our calculator right here and let's do some quick math, they're actually going to be pretty close. But I'm going to debunk this for you here in a second. So 1,430,000 divided by 1,737. I'm coming up with 18%. Is that right? 82%. Yeah, 18% drop, give or take. So the numbers they're a little off. It's nothing crazy, right? Relative. And again, this is residential. If we go all property types, there's a whole bunch of ways we can manipulate this data. But here's what I want you to understand. If we know that the median sales price in April of 2024 is $1,737,500 and in 25 is $1,430,000. Now what I want to do is I want to go look at new listings. Check this out. And I did not look at this before this. 77 listings in April 2024, 69 listings. So there were 8 less listings. And you're like, oh, Steve, that's a big deal. Like eight listings. Well, listen, that's over 10% of the market. So if 3 of those listings were 3 million plus that didn't relist in April of the following year, that number is going to be wildly skewed. So when I look at these news articles that say like Carlsbad's dropping 25% year over year and we're in a free fall, listen, you guys can clearly see if we go back to where we are. Let's go to sales price and let's go to average. The average sales price, if we just look at a straight line, like there's our average sales price per year, right? Average sales price in 2023 for now, this is everything condos and townhomes, apartments or not apartments, condos, townhomes, single family, land, all of that, all attached, detached, all property subtypes. Average sales price was 1,295 in 2023, 1,616,905 in 2024, and 1,688,565. So it's really important when you look at this data not to form conclusions because Carlsbad is not a very high velocity market. Now, if I was looking at San Diego County as the entire market, that's a different story because there's enough data in there to look at the median and the average sales price and the days on market and all that stuff. San Diego County makes a big difference, right? Just so you know, the total number of closed sales per month, like check that out. This is September total closed sales per month. So in September of 2023, there were 56. September in 2024, there were 76. September in 2025, there were only 74. Let's look at San Diego County. I mean, look at that 35.44, 37.61, 41.53. So again, if I was a news company, like, and I wanted to tell a story about how San Diego was getting better, I could tell that story. If I wanted to tell a story on how San Diego was suffering, I could tell that story, right? There, like, I can make numbers tell you almost any story that I want. So when you read these headlines, and I know you guys are reading these because you're sending them to me. And by the way, if you guys have a question about Carlsbad Real Estate, on the bottom of all these videos is Steve Olson Group /SteveOlsonGroup.com/ask. That's how you ask these questions. And then I'll send you the video after we air that, so you can get those questions answered. It's important to understand that like the only job of news people, and kind of like our only job, is to sell real estate, right? I would love if we got 10 million views on all these videos, but that's not our goal. My goal is to help educate you guys on this stuff. They can tell whatever story they want to get as many clicks as they want. And sometimes it's in their best interest, not all the time. Sometimes it's in their best interest for just crazy doom and gloom. Like, because we know that doom and gloom right now, it sells, right? People, they pay attention, it gets more clicks. That's definitely how all this stuff happens. So don't freak out if you see these numbers. They're going to continue to come out because everybody has a rhetoric. Everybody, has a story they want to tell. And it's really important that they get their views. Okay. So that's like, don't freak out if you read these stories that Carlsbad took a drop. Statistically speaking, and again, we can go to the whole city of Carlsbad. And there you go. So total closed sales, we're down, like we're almost flat, right? We're down 0.5% year over year as it pertains to September. Total closed like that's closed sales. This is closed sides. So a side is a listing side and a buyer side. That's why the numbers are double. Average sales price, like look at that. Year over year, we're within $300 of where we were last year. Carlsbad as a market in general. We're down a little bit over inventory, right? So we had 134 homes listed last year in September. This year we only had 116. So inventory is dropping right now. Percent to average list price. On average, I'll touch the iPad right here. We're selling for, I think as this number goes up, so this means like if you listed your home for $1 million, it's sold for $983,000, right? 98.3% of that list price, of the original list price. When this number goes up, that tells me that people that are selling their home right now are more realistic now than they were a year ago. That's all that tells me. They're more realistic now than they were a year ago. So I'll put this story in the notes below. I mean, it's literally like, and again, this is why I tell you not to worry about this stuff. Carlsbad is located along the beach just north of San Diego. It is known for its 55-acre flower fields garden and Legoland. No, we are not. We are not known for our 50, like, sure, if you know nothing about Carlsbad whatsoever, like, and you fly over, you're going to see Legoland and you're going to see all these flowers. But I don't know about you guys, like, we're ranked as the second best public school system in the country. In the country. Right? We have some of the highest per capita job earnings in the entire state of California. Our real estate, like there's a lot that Carlsbad is known for. It's not just the crazy attractions of who comes here for 3 days from Vegas or Phoenix because it's too hot. Like, as you guys know, Carlsbad is much different of a market. So I'll put that story below. Let's continue on. Me interrupt this episode really quick and let you know that if you're considering purchasing a home in the next 1, 2, 3, 9, 12 months, we have a cheater guide that will let you know every single thing that you need to know to buy your next home in Carlsbad, California. Even if the home is not on the market right now, we have options for you. It's totally free. You can download everything, including a sample purchase contract, so you can be completely prepared to move forward. So go to steveolsongroup.com/buy or click the link in the description below.